Hey, what's up, boys? So we're gonna be doing a rebuild on these BBS RS finally. If you guys have been watching the channel, you guys have seen that I bought these BBSs probably around almost close to 2 years now. I think about 2 years ago. I bought them for a really good price. A friend showed me them on Facebook Marketplace, and I didn't know if they were BBS RS or whatever. They were just BBS wheels because he just had a kind of shitty picture. So he sent me a couple other pictures, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go down there and buy them because he sent me some pictures and found out they were actually RSs. So these are BBS RS211s, which originally came on I think a 5 Series BMW. The dude that I bought them from actually got them off of a junkyard car, like where he was. So, you know, he probably only paid like $100 for the set. And then he was going to take them apart and redo them and put them on his RX-7 that he had, like his 90s, I think like a 1990 RX-7. But as you can see, it's got these this weird blue purplish color, which I don't really mind the color, but he obviously didn't do it correct. He powder coated the flange, powder coated all the threads and everything. So in this process, we're going to be doing a full rebuild on these. And as you already see, we have bigger lips, but I'll kind of go over like a little backstory on these. So like I said, my friend sent me the link and ended up buying them. And originally I was going to buy them just to do a flip. I was just gonna have them as flip wheels for whatever else. But then I figured I'm gonna be doing a early model E30 build in the future, probably next year at this point. But yeah, if I'm gonna be doing that, I might as well, since I'm doing a full BBS kit on it and BBS steering wheel and all that stuff, I decided to just go ahead and keep the RSs, even though I don't really like them on E30s, because obviously I'm just kind of tired of them being on, you know, every single E30 there is. But for the price that I paid for these, I really couldn't pass it up. They were only 500 bucks. And when I bought them, they originally had the 2-inch slant lips. So from factory, the 212s are 5x120. I'm not sure what the offset was on them, but they're 16x8 factory. Yeah, like I said, they came off of a 5 Series. So they were made for like an E28 fitment, maybe E28 M5 fitment. But like I said, they're 16x8s. But as you see by the new lips, we got some new fresh lips from SRR Hardware, which I'm going to be when I bought the lips, I originally did a unboxing for them because I was going to do them back then, but kind of just like pushed them off, you know, buying other stuff. And yeah, so I bought 2 new lips, or 2 sets of lips. I sold the original ones to somebody because those were, like I said, the 2-inch slant lips, and there's, I believe, the 1.5 inch and then the 2-inch slant lips. And they're, you know, kind of rare and good condition, and they're in decent condition. They had a little curb rash and stuff, but I wanted to go bigger because, like I said, I was just gonna, you know, clean those wheels up and then powder coat them silver and redo everything. But I decided to change up after finding a BBS white edition, which I'll put a picture on the screen right here. At the time I found that, and I kind of really like the cream face on them because I've seen obviously cream face BBS RS before, and like I don't really love RSs, but for the build that I'm doing, it's kind of just fell in my lap, and we're just gonna go ahead and do the BBS RS on that car because it's gonna match. So I'm just gonna do this episode, and then I'm gonna do a second episode. So it's only gonna be a 2-part series, but it's gonna be pretty quick. But I just kind of want to give you guys a rundown on this. And then the other things we're planning on doing in this episode is getting the barrel fixed, or the barrels fixed, like all the curb rash and stuff like that, getting them fixed, getting them stripped, getting powder coated, getting these waffle caps powder coated, and buying new hardware for them for the build. And then next episode is going to be, of course, getting the faces stripped, getting the new powder coat on the faces, assembly, and you know, all that good stuff. So of course, new hex caps, because I'm gonna get new hex caps as well, which I might end up doing something to the hex caps in this episode as well. But I just wanted to kind of go over what I got here, and just so I can get this episode out of the way, let's just get you off the tripod, and we're just gonna take you over to see the wheels, and then we'll kind of go over like the rest of the details on them. As you can see, we got these all new caps. Well, they're just, you know, stripped original ones, but when I originally bought these, the dude didn't have any of the hex caps, and he had none of the waffle caps. So I ended up just shortly after getting the new lips, I just went ahead and hit up this dude on Instagram. I think his name is like Kevin or whatever, but he sells a lot of BBS stuff, and ended up picking up these waffle caps for I think $200 or something like that, and I had like change, so I just cashed in the change and bought those because obviously he didn't have them, and he said I'm gonna look for them, but he never found them. But 6 months later, he ended up finding 3 waffle caps, and then a broken hex cap, and then these 2 other hex caps right here, which are original height. Now when it comes to these, I'm not going to run them because they're just too big and too tall for my liking. So I'm going to actually strip all these and get all the paint off them, and then polish them myself, and try to get them as good as they can look for what they are, and try my hand at polishing stuff. And we're just going to go ahead and try to sell those, and hopefully I can get between like 100 and 150 bucks, and that will go ahead and pay for my my new hex caps, which we'll be getting in the next episode. So that's the plan for those. To get anywhere between 100 and 150. I looked at them on eBay, and they were like going for 70 or 80 bucks for used ones. So maybe I can find somebody to buy a pair of them, but I'm just going to go ahead and polish those up and get them sold. As far as these waffle caps, the original ones that came with the wheels itself from factory, I think I'm just going to keep them. I might get them sandblasted. Then I'm just going to keep them for spares, because I know they're easy to damage and easy to lose or whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep them, and you know, go ahead and just put them in storage in the little BBS box, and that should be, you know, good for if I lose them or whatever. What you didn't see in the clips were the barrels. As you see, they are very dirty. But they have some curb rash, nothing too crazy. They're actually super clean, like condition-wise. They're just, you know, super dirty. But we're gonna go ahead and get these stripped. And like I said, we're gonna be getting the color on these and the waffle caps in this episode first. Like I said, the next clips, like I said, are probably just going to be fixing the barrels up and you know, getting them cleaned up, and then sanding any curb rash out, and then getting them stripped and powder coated along with these. I'm just gonna throw these in the box, keep those for, you know, a rainy day or whatever. Now as far as the lips, like I said, SRR hardware out of the UK, super fast shipping. These came in like, I would say like a week, like pretty fast from when they shipped out. I think it was like 6 days they got here, and I'm all the way in the United States, obviously. So we got 2.5, like I said, the original lips were 2-inch lips, so these are now gonna be a 16 8.5 in the front. And then we have the rear ones, obviously, which is an inch bigger, and these are 3.5s. So we're gonna be having 9.5s in the rear, so it's gonna be a staggered set, 8.5, 9.5. Basically all my wheels I have, my other 2 sets of Epsilons over there, those and those are both 9.5s. So these are just gonna be staggered, and I kind of want that for that other car. But yeah, just wanted to kind of go over everything that we got and get this ball on the roll. Like I said, they're not gonna be for this car, so they're not going directly on this car now, even though this car is also getting a full BBS kit, but we're doing the early model BBS kit, which I already have the side skirts and the front for it. I just need the rear. And then, like I said, these are gonna go in there. I already have the steering wheel for it, so let's get into it. I don't want to make this episode too long. Now I gotta put all this stuff away and back to where it came from, except I'm gonna take the barrels home probably so I can get working on those. So yeah, on to the next clips. Alright guys, so we got everything all sanded up, all the imperfections out, all the gouging and stuff. He had gouges on all the inside flanges because he used a pry bar or a flat chisel or a screwdriver to get the wheels apart, because obviously I probably assume he's never had any kind of three-piece wheels before, except for these. So yeah, these are all done. This one is the first one I've done. This is the dirtiest one. But these are painted factory silver, just like the faces were, I would assume. And yeah, these weren't the gold ones. Obviously, these were just factory silver, so I thought they didn't have any paint on them, but they actually do have paint on them. So, but they came out pretty well for what they are. No cracks or bends or anything like that. They're pretty solid. So, go ahead and get these dropped off whenever my boy has time after he gives me a price. And I gotta clean up this mess out here because we got stuff everywhere. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of this episode. I got the barrels done, but I'm just going to show the color in the next episode. So we still got to order hardware, so we're going to be ordering that tomorrow. And then it's going to take, you know, however long it takes, a week. But in the meantime, I'm waiting on that. I'm going to order some ceramic coating from G-Technic. I'm going to do the wheel coating on those, obviously, so I can get the faces and barrels done before I assemble the wheels together, just like I did with the Epsilon. So that's going to be the next thing. That's going to be a separate video from this, but my first time doing any kind of like ceramic coating to wheels myself, because I had them done from a friend for the previous ones. But just wanted to go ahead and do obviously the ceramic coating because mesh wheels are kind of annoying to clean. So but yeah, next episode I already started. We already got the faces done as well, so I'll show you the color for the faces and the barrels together. And then, like I said, we're just waiting on hardware when I order it, and then we can assemble it back together. And then the only thing I need is the hex caps and the center caps. So that's basically going to be the entire next episode, because I'm just going to do it in 2 parts, like I said. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is basically just kind of like a breakdown of the stuff, and then doing a little bit of work here and there to the barrels. They came out nice. I really like the color. The color looked really nice. So yeah, you guys can check that out in the next episode. So we also built a wheel roller stand, which we'll be seeing in the next episode when I put the wheels together. So I don't want these videos to be like super long. I don't want them to be like, you know, 20 minutes a piece. So this one should be around like 14-ish minutes. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the edit. And these, like I said, these are not going to be going on the car, but I'll probably do some reveal clips with them next to the car, just, you know, for shits and giggles. But hopefully it's still snowing out when these wheels are done, but probably won't be snowing. So I did some reveal shots with the actual faces in the snow, so I thought that's, you know, kind of cool. Came out really well. So but yeah, thanks for watching the videos as always. Be sure to check out episode 2 when it comes out, which I think I'm just gonna do these like bi-weekly. I'll have them one released at the beginning of the week, and then the final video will be the next week, just to you know, kind of make a schedule or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and see you in the next episode where we do assembly and all that good stuff. So peace. There we go. Peace.